only cryptography, where the steganography came into existence. What is the meaning of steganography? There is a connectivity between cryptography and steganography. Okay, so before we could see about steganography, what do you mean by cryptography? Cryptography is a technique to secure the messages, correct? So to provide security for the message when you are transmitting from one end to another end, we use some cryptographic algorithms. What algorithms are doing? We are familiar with substitution and transposition. What exactly is doing on the message? Either we perform some replacement, so somehow the message is getting changed, or we perform transposition. Even over there also the message will be rendered. Okay, so some changes we are making on the message. That is what we call it as cryptography. So in cryptography, the text or messages will be rendered, modified. Okay, so we do some, we make some alteration on the original message so that it becomes unintelligible message, unreadable message. Okay, so it will become a meaningless message, so that if anybody, any intruder or attacker captures the message, they will not be able to understand what exactly the original message. That is what is the intention behind cryptography. Now a new term, steganography. So what is the purpose of this steganography? What it does on the message? What is the use of this message? This is also used to secure the message. To secure the message. But here in steganography, message existence will not be changed. Message will not be changed. We do something over the message. We may overwrite, we may do some punches on it, or we may spread some ink over it. Like various techniques are there to perform steganography so that we can hide the message. So what exactly we are going to do here? We hide original message by some means. We may use anything to hide our original message. So in the earlier case in cryptography, we did some modification on the original message. Whereas here, we don't touch anything on the original message. We use some other means to hide the original message. How do we hide? A very simple example is that I may have a very big paragraph, okay, which may be having some 100 lines of paragraph. In that, there are only 10 lines of message. So it may be something like a greeting card. Okay, within that I may hide one information. You need to meet me at 10 o'clock. Okay, so it may be a very long text. Within that there will be information to the recipient saying that you need to bring this. You are having examination. You are supposed to meet me at so time, like that. So the subset of the message may be the original message. The entire set may be used to hide that message. That is the simplest technique. Okay, the subset of a set of message may be the original message. That subset, a line of message, may be hidden within a page of document. Okay, that's the simplest method. There are various other techniques to perform steganography. Character marking, other techniques. Other techniques could be character marking. So it is like, you are writing something by pen. You are writing something by pen. On that you overwrite it by pencil. Okay. So some dark pencil you use to overwrite it. So the moment you look at the text, you may feel that it is written by only pencil. That is the simplest technique only again. Character marking, or in the entire context, we are doing highlighting, right? So what are we doing there? Actually, we are not hiding over there. Highlighter is used to highlight a particular thing. So we use the bright colors. Bright colors are used to highlight a particular message, or we underline a message, that is to highlight. dark pencil to hide that. So the moment you look at that, you may feel that it is written only by pencil, but keenly if you watch only, behind that there is a thing. You understand? You know, you are writing CNS by ink. On that, I am writing like this by pencil. So CNS is the original message. On that, I have written ABC by pencil. So if the recipient, I give a hint, okay, you need to erase it. So if we just erase it, they will be able to get the original message. Otherwise, you may feel that only it is written by pencil. Okay, it's like that. Character marking. The second thing is that invisible ink. Invisible ink. There are some chemicals which will be used as a ink, but if you write it on the paper, it will not be visible. So under some other, you need to use some chemical or water or sunlight or some other kind of light, like a fluorescent light. In that only it will be visible. So we have, we are familiar with that. What you see, fluorescent in the ceiling and all. We will be sticking some stickers and all. We will like to give a sky feel. In our bedroom, we will just stick that sticker and all. So if you put off the light, you can feel like you are under the sky. Okay. So when it is dark only, that will be visible. Similarly, when we are using some ink, that ink could be visible when you show under some light, not by any light. Okay. Only the light with the mercury bulb or some other. Only for a particular light only it will be visible. Still simplest thing, I don't know how many of you are experienced this, okay? Detergent soap is there. So using that soap, we will be writing it in the paper. Okay, so in the white paper, that blue color detergent, using that we can write. But that particles and all, you just remove it. That powder kind of thing. Remove and then show the paper in the water. The letter will be visible. Just if you see the paper, the letters will not be visible clearly. Under the water, if you just see that the characters or whatever you have written in the paper, that and all was that they used to write a lot in the paper, and only under the water only, or when it is kept in the water only, you can read whatever is written. Okay, that is adopted as a technology of steganography, invisible ink. So that is just a game only, everybody will know. So those things and all cannot be used. From that they got a technique of using a material to write, okay, as ink, and that could be visible only under some chemical or some water or some light. Third technique is the pin punctures. Pin punctures. So what do? We write one page of thing. We write with any ink, and then by using small pen, put the hole on everything. So the letters will not be visible, or it will be like a scrambled thing. You will not be able to read it, but that can be read if you understand this is what is being done. The moment you see the paper, you can only see the number of holes. So many holes are there, only that much you see. Then if you see only somebody has written something over there, to hide that only this punch is being done. Clear? So using pin punches, we will be able to hide a message. Okay. And finally, typewriter correction ribbon. Typewriter correction ribbon. How many of you know typewriter? So from this technique itself, we can understand these are all very, very old technique. When typewriter was in existence, okay, so they were using, because the printer were not available at that time. So only a typewriter was used to type something. Whatever you type or whatever you print, okay. So you can use some character, that is you use white color to write something on that, neatly you put white pen behind whatever is there you can read. Have you ever seen that? So much if you pour on that only, it will become so thick and you cannot see whatever is there. But slightly very neat way if you apply one coat alone, if you apply on that, you can see whatever the thing written over there. Okay. So using some correction, we can hide the message. Okay. So these are the very very basic thing only. From this only the actual steganography. Using this and all what we can do. This are all look like game only. But from the game or from the children, there are so many technologies are introduced. Okay. So in the real steganography or the mechanism what we are using currently is we can hide the message by another image. Okay, you take a photograph and you have a page of content. Okay, you have a page of content. You can keep one photograph, picture over JPEG or whatever it may be the image. By using image, this text can be hidden. Possible or not? Yes, the text can be hidden by a image. Text can be hidden by a video. Text can be hidden by an animation. Like by any of those things, this text can be hidden. A text can be hidden by another text. Text can be hidden by image, audio, video, animations. By using those things, we will be able to hide the original message. But still, steganography alone cannot be a very very effective securing mechanism. Okay, when it is combined with the cryptography, it may be effective. One level you use the steganography and another two levels you use the cryptography. That is multi-level of security you can give for any transmission. Okay, so that's all about steganography. If you have any doubt, you can ask. It's a very very small topic and we don't normally use it because these things were there before the existence of cryptography. So when the cryptography came into existence, so people started making lot of modifications on it and proceed. Whereas in the steganography, what else we can do? Because we only try to hide. Hiding is not that much effective. Some or the other way it can be visible or you can break this algorithm. And there is no formal algorithm for the steganography. Steganography is just a technique only, whereas cryptography has lot of encryption algorithms. In the cryptography only we have symmetric and asymmetric cipher. There we will be using an encryption algorithm, secret key or a pair of keys, and in that multiple levels and all we have. When we go to public key crypto system or asymmetric key crypto system, we use lot of mathematical calculation to secure more of our message. Okay, so we'll move on to the next topic called cryptanalysis. Cryptanalysis. I have already addressed about this topic, cryptanalysis. Anybody can tell me what you mean by cryptanalysis? Cryptanalysis. Yes. Who is decoding? Okay. So cryptanalysis, take down a formal definition. Cryptanalysis is also cryptanalysis is also a field of cryptology. Cryptography is a team who will be working on finding out the algorithm, giving security to the message. Other side, they will be learning ciphertext, various ciphers and the keys. They always try to break the algorithm. Why they want to break the algorithm? Only then they will be able to find out the flaws in the existing algorithm, so that this cryptography people will be able to strengthen the algorithm. So both of them work together only, but in a different opposite way they will be working. This people will be working on securing the algorithm and these people will be working on breaking the algorithm. So if these people are able to break the algorithm, so obviously here they have to strengthen strengthened. If any algorithm cannot be broken by these people, they will be little relief that their algorithm is much more secure. Okay. So cryptanalysis is also a legal field only. It is a part of cryptology theory. Okay. Take down. Cryptanalysis is the study of ciphertext. Cryptanalysis is the study of ciphertext, ciphers and crypto systems with the aim of understanding how they work and finding and improving techniques for defeating or weakening the cryptographers. So it's like a competition always. Okay. So these people will be saying that we have made a very, very strong algorithm, and these people will be always working to defeat that, and they make them weak. Okay, by finding out the flaws in their cryptographic algorithm. So these people also will be always finding out the way to break the algorithm. Okay, so here they introduce lot of improvement techniques. Now these people will try to always break the techniques. That is what is about cryptanalysis. So what are all the various ways what are all the various types that cryptanalysis use? Okay, let us start with the simplest method. First one, ciphertext only. Ciphertext only. So here they will take a bit of, part of the ciphertext. Okay, only the ciphertext is taken for their experiment. From that, they try to find out what is the cryptographic algorithm used and which key they have used. From them, they will find out what is the plain text. Okay, so they will be given a ciphertext. From the ciphertext, they will try to find out if they are able to find out the key and the cryptographic algorithm. The algorithm is weak. Clear? See, a plain text. Let us assume this is being encrypted, and you are getting. So this is being encrypted, and the ciphertext is like this. So this will be given to the cryptanalyst. So cryptanalyst will be having only cryptanalyst. So he will be given only the ciphertext. From the ciphertext, if he is able to get what is the cryptographic algorithm used to get the ciphertext from this plain text, he succeeded. Okay, so that is the first method, using only a ciphertext. So every algorithm will be tested in this way. Okay, if he is able to get the exact algorithm used and the key, sometimes algorithm he can easily find out, but the key, he doesn't know the key used for the encryption, definitely he will not be able to get the plain text. If he is able to get both of them, encryption, that is ciphers, as well as the key, then the algorithm is weak. We need to do improvement. That is the first attacking method. We can say cryptanalytic attack or cryptanalyst attack with any of anything. Okay, whatever the attack method, cryptanalyst follow to get the plain text or attack the algorithm. Second, known plain text. Known plain text. So always ciphertext will be there. Here I have meant ciphertext only. But all the time ciphertext will be available to the cryptanalyst, because always we assume that the intruder will get the ciphertext. from the ciphertext whether he is able to get the plain text or not, because plain text is the one which needs to be secure. Correct? So we are least bothered about the ciphertext. If anybody gets the ciphertext, no problem for me. But he should not be able to get the original message, that is a plain text. So here a known plain text along with the ciphertext. Here only the ciphertext, whereas here a segment of the plain text is given to the cryptanalyst along with the ciphertext. So when he is having a part of the plain text, that is the word in the entire document and the ciphertext. So by mapping both of them, if he is able to get key as well as the encryption algorithm, again the algorithm is weak. Clear my point? So a part of the plain, not the entire plain text. Okay, a part of the plain text is given to the cryptanalyst. He is able to get back the entire plain text, means he has already broken the algorithm. He has already got what is the algorithm used and what is the key used. Clear? Sometimes he will be able to easily get the algorithm used. Okay, because they are expert in that. The moment they look at the plain text and then cipher, but reading the key should be very, very difficult. Only then we say the algorithm is very, very secured or very stronger. Third method is chosen plain text. Chosen plain text. This is a known plain text, means any part of the plain text can be given. Whereas here, when the transmission is the starting of the message can be given, end of the message can be given, or mid of the message can be given. So by the given plain text, okay, chosen a particular part of the plain text, is able to get the key and then algorithm, then he is succeeded in breaking the algorithm. So these are all the various attacks, or sometimes we may be using all together also. Everything combined also we will be able to try. Okay, so this is almost similar to this. This is anywhere in the plain text, and this is a part will be decided by the expert who is going to experiment on that cryptanalysis. Next, differential cryptanalysis. Differential. Differential. So this is actually, they will be given a pair of plain text as well as ciphertext. A pair of plain text as well as ciphertext will be given for this plain text. This is for the ciphertext. Okay, because when confidently we can give this when you are not using same key for the entire message. If it is a Bajanian cipher kind of thing, obviously we can give. Even after giving a pair of plain text and ciphertext, if he is able to get what is the key used and he is able to guess the algorithm used, the algorithm needs to be strengthened. Okay, a pair of plain and cipher, which we call it as differential cryptanalysis. And the next is side channel attack. Side channel attack. Side channel attack. When I know the channel what I am using to transmit the message. So here I am not given any plain text or ciphertext. I only observe the medium what is used, the channel what is used for the communication. So only through the traffic analysis, only over the channel, if he is able to get the plain text, then the algorithm needs to be strengthened. There are some algorithm which depends on only the network, only the channel. Okay, and in that case, will be given only the channel. Using that, he is able to break the algorithm. Algorithm needs to be strengthened. Next is dictionary attack. Dictionary attack. So when cryptanalyst knows the communication between two people, that is from whom to whom it is going to be a communication. Okay, depending upon the parties who are going to communicate the message. Based on that, he will be able to guess the key. You are given a mobile phone. Okay, so you are asked to find out the pattern. Find out the pattern. So you try with all possible ways to get the pattern. That will be easy somehow. Okay, pin. So you need to find out what is the pin used in the mobile phone. Obviously, depending upon the age group, you will be having the prediction. If the people like me, like better than you people and all, definitely we will be putting pin as date of birth of the children or wedding day or something like that. Some rememberable dates could be given, or if it is some character type, obviously first letter of children or something like that. We are habituated to do that. Human beings, nature is like that only, because we need to remember. And anytime when we give ATM pin also, we give some number which we can remember. Just like that, we give some random number, we ourselves will forget. That is the reason we give always which we can remember. If somebody knows about my character, obviously she would have given like this only. Whatever the pin I said, my son will break it. Okay, so that is the guess. They will know our nature. This is how you would have said. Even whatever the possibility we try, also some or the other way we will get it. That is, a school student is able to do like that. Means person who is working in the cryptanalysis field, he will be able to, first he will spell, he will analyze the person. Okay, so and then once he captures, message is going to transmit from this fellow to that fellow, he will get easily the key. Once key is revealed, the message will be revealed easily. Okay, that is dictionary attack. In the dictionary, what are all the words could be used by so-and-so person as a key? That will be predicted. Next step is man in the middle attack. So all these things what we discussed so far will be possible. Man in the middle attack will be possible only for the symmetric encryption. What do you mean by symmetric encryption? Both will be using common key. Secret key will be shared by both the parties. So we are giving much importance for the key. Once he is able to get the key, it is easy for him to get the plain text, right? Whereas here in the man in the middle attack, public cipher involves. Normally this will be used for asymmetric cipher. So in asymmetric crypto system or asymmetric cipher, two keys will be used, right? So sender will be using recipient's public key for the encryption. Please make it clear, sender will be using recipient's public key. Okay, and then the message will be transmitted to the recipient. Whoever receives the message, they will use their own private key for the decryption so that they get the message. Fine? Correct? Okay. So I want to transmit message to you. Okay. So I should collect your public key. Rather, in between, the intruder comes and he pretends that he is the one to whom I have to send a message and he is giving me the public key. So what I will do? I will be using his public key for the encryption. So that obviously he will be able to use his own private key for the decryption. So instead of my message goes to my intended recipient, this intruder is taking my message. Man in the middle attack. I insert myself in between the communication between the sender and the recipient. Clear this? So I insert myself in between the sender and the recipient. I pretend as a recipient and I give my public key to the sender. So sender encrypts the message using my public key and sends it to me. I will be receiving and decrypting using my own private key so that I will be able to get the message. That is what is called man in the middle attack. Last attack is brute force attack. Brute force attack. So brute force is nothing but straightforward, simplest method. Okay, straightforward manner approaching anything we call it as brute force. What do you mean by brute force algorithm, there are various versions are there in that. 128 bit can be used or 196 bits can be used, like that. There are so many variations. But if they know it is a block cipher and it is a DES algorithm, definitely the determine the size of the key is only 56 bits key. So they can write 2 to the power 56 bits, 2 to the power 56 times. If they are trying, they will be able to get the key. That was the problem with even the Caesar cipher. Caesar cipher was so simple to break using brute force attack, because we use only one key, and that key is depending upon the character. So 26 possibilities only he needs to try to get the key. So it is called a brute force attack. Anything can be approached in a straightforward manner. We say it is a brute force. So here the attack follows brute force attack approach. So we say it is a brute force attack. Just trying with all possibilities. As simple as that. Okay? Fine. So this is about cryptanalysis. Few more topics in this are information theory, product crypto system. So we write the Abhishek, get up please. So product crypto system, we know what is the product, right? Combining two things so that it will become a multiple thing. Similar purpose only here also. We can combine more than one crypto system. We are familiar with the substitution techniques, and we have few transposition techniques also. Transposition is nothing but permutation. Okay. So by combining a substitution and permutation, we will be able to get any crypto system. That is what is called product crypto system. That is how our all symmetric ciphers have created. DES will be having lot of S box, substitution box. There we will be considering bit. Okay, the real crypto system. So to understand that only, we learn lot of conventional ciphers like Caesar cipher, monoalphabetic, polyalphabetic, all those things. So combining substitution and permutation, we will be able to get the real crypto system, which we call as product crypto system. What do you mean by information theory? Information what we are transmitting over the network. The security is needed only for the network? No, even for the system. Okay, so information which is stored in a computer also has to be secured. Information which is getting transmitted over the network has to be secured. Okay, so information security, the theory of knowing or learning about the security for information, whether it is stored in the computer or it is getting transmitted across the network, we say it is information theory. Information theory is the field of learning security for the information, irrespective of where it is. It might be stored in the system or it may get transmitted across the network. Okay, so these are all only the 2 marks possibilities. Foundations of modern cryptography. So we learn conventional or traditional ciphers. From that only we are moving forward to modern cryptography, where we see block cipher and stream ciphers. Block ciphers and stream ciphers. So block cipher means at a time a block of data will be considered for the encryption. Okay, block of 64-bit block. So the entire text can be divided into a 64-bit of block. So any time, at any point of time, for the encryption, a block of data will be taken for the encryption. Whereas in the stream cipher, a bit of data will be taken, or at the worst case, a byte can be taken for the encryption. So we have a set of algorithms for block cipher as well as stream cipher. For example, you can make a note of it. So for block cipher example, DES, 2 DES, that is double DES, triple DES, AES, blowfish are the examples for block ciphers. And the example for stream ciphers are RC4 and RC5. asymmetric cipher, where we will be using mathematical calculations. Okay, so we are going to recollect all the maths what you study in your discrete mathematics, finite field, ring, group, modular arithmetic, congruences, all those things we will have to recollect, because those things only are used to construct public cipher or public key crypto system, because public key is used for the encryption, so the crypto system is named as public key crypto system or asymmetric crypto system, where we use two keys. Okay, so one key for the encryption, other key for the decryption. Sender or recipient or whoever is going to take part in the communication, everybody will be creating a pair of keys. Private key will be kept secretly with them, public key will be kept publicly, okay, by various manner. Those things we will be studying under the topic of key management or key distribution. Clear?